The world according to Avalon. I have news for everyone. I have experienced over the past 3 weeks an incredible breakdown in common decency and in humanity. My story goes like this. I rented this apartment in Austin, Texas 8 months ago, and I already have issues with my health. And I found myself getting sicker, unable to move out of the bed. I had sinus, I had sore throats, I have one right now, rashes all over me in the past 8 months. And just literally, I went to the hospital actually in March for tremors. So suddenly I noticed that there was a smell in the house over and over again that was like a boy's Foot Locker or something, or the shower at the gym, smelly. And I think it's mold. So I went and I told the apartment manager about it after I'd gone to the Austin Tenants Council, because in my experience with apartment complexes, I have always had to have the Austin Tenants Council remind these people that we pay to live in the apartment. Yeah, we pay them. Yeah, it's not the other way around. So sure enough, I go in there, I'm really cool, I say, hey, I have this issue with mold, I put it in writing, etc. And I had been warned about retaliation and how they have 6 months to retaliate against me, which was upsetting, right? However, they started retaliating against me right away. Okay, now I'm going to get to a point here in just a second. All right, so here I am. Today is Friday, June the 15th of 2018. I've become progressively ill. I've had more rashes. I've never had rashes. I've had tremors. I've had neuropathy in my hands and my feet. I've had these eyes that burn and actually are sharp objects. I have this worst sore throat in the world. My tongue tastes like metal. All those are signs of mold. So again, I went to the apartments and let them know, and they were furious. Anyway, back at the ranch, they told me that they would do a mold inspection, and that if the mold inspection came back negative, that I would have to pay them $600. Guess what? Then she goes, but I got that waived this time. Okay, that wasn't very nice, was it? So the mold inspector came, and the night before the mold inspector came, I went ahead and I looked at YouTube videos so I could see what to expect, right? With, sampling and then limited and then a full inspection, for people that have black mold. Black mold can cause pulmonary hemorrhaging or lungs bleeding in children, severe asthma, and in people like myself that have things like MS or lupus, the immunosuppressed type people, or elderly folks, or this or that. We are more susceptible to mold because our system cannot fight off all that. So you're healthy and you're great and everything like that, but it's an opportunistic infection, and it will eventually, if you're going to have mold 15 years from now and you get sick or you get older and your immune system gets older, you could be in danger of what I'm facing. And I don't want that for anyone. So she comes over here with the guy from the mold place, and literally the guy looked like an AI. I kid you not. And he was very sterile and plastic, and he did not do anything. He put up his tripod, and I heard it go woo, woo, woo around the living room, okay? And then he put his little scanner around the air. By the way, it's supposed to be against the wall, his infrared scanner. And he just looked at the air conditioning that's black with like this much of green mold in it and said, it's clean. You just need an AC filter, which I change every month. And then we get the mold report back, okay? And I'm like treated like, a redheaded stepchild, right? And I get the mold report back, and I'm a nurse, and you know what they said? That the pathogens and the mycotoxins in the apartment, that's called poisons, and pathogens mean bacteria and fungi that can cause illness, are within normal limits. There's no such thing as within normal limits for anything that's a pathogen or a mycotoxin, okay? That's called poison, all right? Anyway, can you imagine that environmental places that clean up after moldy homes, or the zone man from the city who's all involved now too, might want to just skip the mold thing so we can just build and build and build, after floods and, all these people coming to Texas, and you're not supposed to see anything to keep your job, right? Okay, so then, guess what? The Austin Tenants Council guy came, and he was pretty serious about it, and he found outside in the area of my lovely apartment rat poop. Okay, and there's sewage problems all over the place here. It's disgusting. Okay, so they come, they do this silly mold thing. They tell me it's within normal limits, right? Now, I have a pest problem called there's rodents, but I have to pay for it. Okay, this is getting better. Wait a minute. So then, all of a sudden, what goes down is we have the doctor's office that I call, that I've had for 10 years, and they're concerned. They're saying, well, you would not even be able to be there for that, painting and, whatever they're going to do to, like, Band-Aid a big mold problem for me to stay here 5 more months and hopefully not get sicker. Hopefully. Not on wood. They haven't gotten back with me in 3 days. But I'm being held responsible for, if I do not allow them to come in and do the little bit of work they want to do for the Band-Aid, I could have retaliation. I'm sick, in bed, rash all over me, don't feel good, throat swollen up, need an EpiPen like an anaphylactic shock person, and not one of those people, the apartment manager, the mold dude, Austin Tenants Council guy, the code guy, Marquez, my doctor, his staff, not one of them said to me, that is terrible. We need to get you some help. No, we'll take care of it. No, instead, they're mean, and they're retaliating against me, who's getting more and more bedridden. I'd like to live my life. So I have something to say about that. If anybody is in a job to where you are having to compromise and you are having to bully people on the job, even though you know it's not a good thing, but you're trying to keep your job, really? That's like the least human thing. That's like treating people as though they are like dogs. Actually, dogs get treated better, if you know what I mean. They actually get put down if they get sick. Anyway, my point is, not one person cares about my health. Instead, they care about the money. Oh, I don't want to surprise you with that. The other thing, too, is that I feel bad because I'm the one that's getting hurt by this and going, uh-oh, I'm hurting again. And I tell people, and they're like, it's not happening to me. Well, you know what? You may not be having it right now. You may be just great as grain can be with your health, like I was, too. I wasn't expecting to have an issue where my neck was broken in 2005 and my immune system got shot because no one took care of me for 3 years. That's right, 3 years. My body healed my neck. It also inflamed my immune system, which now means my immune system is very compromised. I've lost my job. I've lost my career. I've lost friends. I've lost all kinds of things from this. And now I have lost 8 months of my life. I'm here to tell you right now, I'm a nurse. I went in caring. I left caring. I like to care. However, I have an ethical, moral compass that, quite frankly, is the type of compass to where I will walk out of a job if I have to do that to people. And I have done it. And I think that people are cowards because of the fact that these corporations have everybody terrified, and we're grabbing for everything we can get, and we're stealing from people, and we're getting rid of elderly, we're getting rid of disabled. We want to kill those people, right? They're taking our money. Well, you know what? Really, you can go home and do that. That is pretty sad that people can do that. My doctor right now is enjoying a lovely dinner, I'm sure, in his large home. In his air conditioning with his great car. I used to have that as a nurse too, right? I'm not saying don't have that. I'm sure his office staff is having a wonderful Friday. They're not thinking of me. And the apartment managers hate me. They're not thinking of me. Nobody's thinking of me but me. And you know why that's sad? Is because we have become, on this planet, people that have purposely put in a poverty consciousness mindset. If I don't get it now, I'll never get it. Well, whatever happened to an abundance mindset that everything works out for the good? When was the last time, I'm not Christian, but have we heard very much about Jesus lately? No. We have to hear about the Bohemian Grove and Satan and Lucifer. And words have power. And they will create if you say them over and over and over again. And last but not least, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never harm me. Really? Have you ever been hurt by someone's words? I have. That's the most ridiculous rhyme I've ever heard. I'm just saying, people, humanity, what is wrong with people? Like, say Jesus for a change, you know? Positive attitudes instead of this, I've got to get it now or I'm never going to get it. I'm going to take it from you. Well, why I'm saying this is quite honestly, I feel like shit. I feel like I could be on hospice. That's right. I can hardly swallow. Why am I making this video? Because I'm going to use my last breath to get it out there, this passionate statement to the human beings on the planet that even watch my little channel, that be human, be kind, be considerate, be caring, you know? I mean, at least say to that 94-year-old woman you're about to kick out on the street for not paying her rent, I'm sorry. I can give you a phone number to the food bank. Better not. That's kind of patronizing, actually. If someone said that to me, I probably would not be happy. But you know, I don't like to be angry. I don't like to rant. I don't like to be pissed. I really just like to be friendly and have good times. But lately, everybody and their brother is so incredibly freaked out greedy that they're willing to sell their souls. That's right, their souls at a job. This lying and killing people. Think that through. That's where we need to work. We're working the solution.